So when we decided that adoption was how we were going to grow our family, I kind of immediately knew that we wanted an open adoption. I had to kind of tell my husband, this is what we're doing, and this is why. But I tried to put myself in the place of an adoptee and think about what I would want, and would I wonder who my biological family was, would I want to know them, and what would I want to know about them. And then I put myself in a birth mom's position to try to imagine that, and ask myself the same questions. Would I want to know? I would want to know that they were safe and happy and healthy and doing well and striving in life. And I would want to know where the adoptive family lived. I would want to see that they were in a safe environment, that they weren't hoarders or something, something crazy. And I tried to do that. And once I told my husband that, and he was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And it's more family. It's, more family is not bad ever, if, for someone to love you. And that's kind of why we decided open adoption, because you always are going to want to know where you came from and where your roots are from. And this way, by having an open adoption, we can, and Amelia, our little girl, can ask her birth mom questions specifically. She can always ask me, and I will always tell her the truth, but I don't have all of the information. But her birth family, her birth mom will have that information for her.
I know when we started the process, I think it was our own insecurities probably, and our own naive, nature of the adoption process, that I wasn't sure how open I wanted to be. I didn't know what that meant. Is it scary? Is it not scary? I don't know. What does that mean? And, we just didn't have a lot of experience with that. And so I think my husband and I were both kind of a little hesitant, and not in, a negative way, but just from not really understanding, and we really weren't sure. So we kind of left that kind of a vague gray area, we'll kind of have to see based on, what the experiences are and what happens. But I think that was honestly one of the main reasons that our journey took us where it did. And it was a lesson that we had to learn. And I think opening ourselves up to the adoption community and getting to know other birth moms and other adoptive parents, and just what a wonderful support system that's out there, and learn from their experiences, really helped soften our hearts. And I just love what you said with that, because it really helped you put yourself in their shoes and think, wait a sec here, this is about the child. And as soon as you remove yourself from the situation and your own insecurity and, how will I feel about that? And, what if she likes her more than she likes me? Or, you kind of get all those crazy thoughts in your head. Yeah. So as soon as you make it about what it should be about, which is about the child, which is what these birth parents are doing. Right. And it really does become very obvious that I think, this is what's in the best interest of the child. And I never wanted her to have some kind of an identity crisis at some point in her life and wonder, why didn't they want me? What happened? Why wasn't I loved? Or, have it be something like we've talked about, a taboo thing that we never talk about, and then it becomes a trust issue or something. So, yeah, I think then, it just became a total 180 as far as why wouldn't you want an open adoption? And why wouldn't you want more for your child? And I think that's what it boils down to, is it's more love, more family, more everything, and it just, how can that not be better for your child?
I think that for us, we kind of started in the same place. We were definitely open to open adoption, but we were a little hesitant. And I think it's just always that the unknown is scary. Yeah. You just don't know, and so you're kind of scared of it. But the more that we learned, and the more that we talked to other birth moms, and the more that we talked to other adoptive couples, we were just wait, this is a good thing. And, the thing that was so important to me was that I always want my children to know that they were loved by everyone, that they were loved from the moment that they were known about to the time that they were placed into our home, and that they're still loved, and that they're still loved by everybody, and that this was a big decision that was made for them, and that love is always going to be there, that it's not something that's wishy-washy or can come and go, but that love is constant from their birth family, and it's constant from us. I think the other thing for us that's been really important with open adoption is that we love our birth moms, and we our oldest, his birth mom contacted us when she was 5 weeks pregnant. And so we did the entire pregnancy with her. And by the time that she delivered, I love her with my entire heart. And I could not fathom not having a relationship with her anymore. Absolutely. I could not fathom not knowing if she was okay. Yeah. And I still feel that way, and I am so grateful that I still have this big role in my birth mom's life. Our second just is getting married next month, and she asked me to take her wedding pictures, and I was, first of all, floored. I did not. I feel very unqualified for the task, but honored that I get to play that kind of role in her life, and I get to see that they are doing okay, and that they are growing and continuing to do things with their lives. And I don't know, like,
benefits everybody.
Yeah, I'm so mama bearish about them. I'm kind of like, no, I need to know what's going on in your life too.
Yeah, I think it benefits everybody. It benefits me. It keeps me grounded in the awesomeness of what was done. Like these women, these birth fathers gave me a child to take care of, and staying in contact with them helps me to remember that. And it doesn't make me less of a father. It doesn't make me, anything. It helps me to remember how awesome it is that I'm finally a dad, something that I wanted to be for so long, something that I couldn't do for myself. And I think we talk about the confusion that, open adoption, may create. And I just think the alternative is, to me, more confusing. Like, if you don't have these conversations with your children about where they're from, if they never know who their birth parents are, and they don't have contact or whatever, not that everybody has to have like actual physical contact with their birth parents, but if they don't have that, the alternative is they don't know who they are. And we can try to make them our biological children all we want, but they're not. They're just not. That's not real. And that's more confusing to me than, trying to be something that's not real is way more confusing than something that's real. They really are part of who, part of their birth families, and stuff comes from them. I mean, I look at some of my kids, and I'm able to say, okay, that's that's birth mom or that's birth dad, and that's less confusing to know that's where this came from. Why am I not like you in this way? Well, because you're more like your birth dad in that way.
For all parties, it's less confusing for us when we know our birth families, because we can see those traits and go, oh, that you get that from your birth mom, and you get that from whoever, and then it's less confusing for them, because then you can say to them, oh my gosh, you do that just like your birth mom, or just like your birth dad, or whoever.
Well, and I think in a lot of ways too, those relationships bless us in more ways than just, the adoption that we went through. Like, we're all very open, like we've discussed, and with our birth mom, I feel like she's like the sister that I never had, and I totally can relate when you're like the mama bear, and I worry about her, and she just got married to a great guy this last fall, and I was able to go to the wedding, and you just such love and just warmth for these people that you just have been brought into your lives and are just angels. And she moved away with her husband. They're in a different state now with his job, and it just killed me. I was like, I'm the one going through these attachment issues now. You can't move away from me. And, it's just brought so many amazing blessings to our family just to have that level of openness.